Hey everyone, I am going to do another book review. This is actually two books, kind of a sacred and profane discussion here. Now, I'm going to start off with the profane. And I did talk about this Grimoire of the Unborn in, I think it was the Yule video, what I got for Yule. If you haven't seen that video, check it out. Anyway, one of the things I mentioned when I first got this was chances are I am not going to be using anything in this. I gotta tell you, this is probably the darkest, most evil grimoire I have ever looked at. Appears to be written by a Brazilian, almost a Kimbanda type of cultist, dealing with the Dramalik. Now, I did some research about a Dramalik, and the Dramalik appears to be another form of Lucifer. The term is prince or lord or king. If you think about the term Dramalik, the name Malik is in there, and so you got a Moloch type of figure going on, which I always associate with Baal, Lucifer, etc. They also use a lot of blue candles too. There's the head of a pigeon, as you can see. So this book is extremely dark. Talks about a lot of animal sacrifice. A lot of cruelty going on here. The image of a black cat that's tied. Cloth over his head. I thought it was pretty sick, personally, some of the shit that's in this book. Excuse my language. And, of course, there's some illegal stuff going on, too. Such as grave robbing, using human skin from dead bodies. Pretty heinous stuff. There's one thing about a guy, in here it says that you write a sigil on a cloth and then you defecate on it, which I thought was just kind of bizarre. So like I said, this is dealing with the profane, pretty unholy type of book. I don't recommend it unless you're into this kind of thing. Yeah. I will tell you, it's pretty horrendous. Anyway, it's a Fall of Man book, and I believe it's still available. So, a lot of blood type of rituals. Some pretty sick stuff. Definitely, I mean, if you're animal rights, it's definitely not your kind of thing. Me, personally, I like animals, and I've never engaged in anything like this. So you can see the altar there. There's a dead bird. Anyway. So why did I read this book? Well, I was interested in it because I tend to read as much as I can about the left-hand path. And I was interested in it because I've been kind of looking into Kabbalah. Now, I realize Kabbalah involves animal sacrifice, but I believe in modernizing and getting rid of the superstition of belief systems. I think it's possible to modernize and make a Luciferian version of it that does not involve animal sacrifice. You know, you can still offer meat if that's your thing, but I don't think, you know, putting a cloth over a cat and strangling it is necessary. You know, stabbing birds, etc. But I gotta tell you, I mean, this book is just hideously wicked. I do not recommend that you practice anything that's in here. It's pretty psychotic. For one thing, grave robbing is illegal. You know, so, excuse me, that was my phone. Grave robbing is illegal, and you will be caught probably. So, but I leave it up to you. I mean, personally, I know they're doing it in New Orleans. I kid you not. You know, as you know, if you've been watching my channel, I just came back recently from New Orleans. And grave robbing is actually the reason why you can't tour any of those old cemeteries by yourself anymore. You actually have to pay to go through those cemeteries with a tour guide, because people have been stealing skulls out of graves. Now, I'm going to talk about this one. And this is Athema Publishing. And this is Sacred. And this is about Ophite iconography. Beautiful Gnostic book. Comes with that beautiful bookmarker. So, I apologize if there's a lot of noise coming through. I actually have my window open. Neighbors can be kind of noisy, but the illustrations in this are beautiful. It's by the illustrator of, he's done a few books now. He did one on Luciferianism that I will be reviewing eventually. I haven't gotten to it yet, but it's the Aurora book, or Aurora, I believe it's called. Which is now in paperback, by the way, if you haven't gotten that one. This one's probably going to be paperback eventually, too. But Ophitism was a Gnostic form of Christianity, and it dealt with serpent worship. So what this book is about pretty much is it's looking at Gnostic iconography. It's pretty much what would happen if Christianity was not transformed by the Catholic Church into what it is today. You know, this is when it was a mystery religion, based on initiation, various rites. A lot of it has been lost over the years. Anyway, there's a chapter on Sophia. No, this isn't. Close it in very well. But You got the Demiurge there, and Sophia crying. If you have been on my Facebook page about Luciferianism, called Unofficial Luciferian Light, you may be aware of my personal beliefs. I believe that Christ and Lucifer are the same. And I believe that the Creator is the true devil. Now, in my opinion, I think every Luciferian should have this book. It's a good background on alternative Christianity. Sophia. I mean, I gotta tell you guys, I could not stop reading this book. I mean, I was just glued to it. The wealth of information that is in this. It's got stuff about Abraxas. You know. Stuff about like creation here, the whole pleroma thing. Now my version of Luciferianism is called Gnostic Luciferianism. And here's a Leviathan thing. It's like Ouroboros. Biting his own tail here. You got all these different eons. You got all these different eons. A lot of the archons that are connected to the eons are actually the 7 archangels, typically. Michael, Raphael, etc. Got this Moses thing here. So, Christ said, I said you were gods. Talks about man being a god. And John. As you know, in Luke, he said, I saw Satan fall like lightning. Matthew 24:17 tells us, for as lightning that comes from the east is visible even in the west, so will be the coming of the Son of Man. So this illustration is Christ falling like lightning, pretty much. You know, there's some passages in here about him being the true serpent. You know, Revelations, there's 2 kinds of serpents, really, when you think about it. There's the one that falls from heaven, is described as more of a worm, whereas there's a 7-headed dragon. This is Christ in hell here. Various things about Mary Magdalene. This is the archons here. That's kind of what that's about. He also talks about William Blake too, because William Blake was a big-time Gnostic. So he does this thing where he had this kind of imaginary conversation with William Blake, and he's got Marriage of Heaven and Hell illustrations that are similar. Yeah. So, anyway. My thoughts on this book. I believe it is still available on anathema.com. This was one of the best books I've ever read. I highly recommend it. There's no rituals in this. This is a information type of book. But the illustrations are just amazing, as you can see. Definitely recommend it. The other book that illustrator was involved in is this one, which is now released in a paperback. You know. So, to me, they kind of go together. But, anyway, I will save that for a different video. So, like and subscribe. Thank you.